Hello again, everyone. Todd Struch, the Horror Nerd, here at New Jersey HorrorCon and Film Festival at the Showboat in Atlantic City, New Jersey. I have the distinct pleasure of sitting here with one of the stars of one of the most iconic comedies of all time, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Princess Elizabeth herself, Kimberly Cates. Kimberly, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I am doing great. It's not going to lie, it's been a long day. I'm sure it has been for you. How's the convention been for you?
It's so much fun. It's way more fun than I thought it was going to be.
Is this your first convention experience, or?
It's my first HorrorCon, and is it better if I talk to you?
Whatever, either way.
Okay.
You can talk to me, you can look at the camera.
All right, I should have asked you first. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Anyway, yes.
Just having fun.
Okay, it is my first HorrorCon. I have been to a Comic-Con, and I was at Monsterpalooza in Los Angeles. But no, this is like the first experience like this where there's a lot of people, there's a lot of vendors, it's really fun. Yeah, I really enjoy it. I would actually come here just as a fan.
Oh, that's awesome. So what do you think about like all the people and their costumes and the elaborate makeups and so forth?
Well, I feel like I'm back in Los Angeles. No, but really, I love it. There's some really great costumes here. They give WeHo a run for their money on Halloween. Yeah, they really do. I mean, WeHo's like the best in Halloween I've ever seen, but this is really fun, and people are so creative, and I love all the vendors. There's like so many great, artistic, cool vendors that I could shop forever over there. Yes, I mean, really, I could do a lot of shopping.
You know, it's a lot of fun to hear that you're sort of a fan of all of this, you know, as opposed to just being a guest here.
No, I love this whole genre, and I love Halloween. It's my favorite holiday. And I did make a horror film as a producer, and I've distributed a few as a producer. But yeah, I really like the genre. I like more fun horror than like super scary horror, and it's a balance here of people liking the comedy and the like really frightening. Yeah, but yeah, I love it.
Do you have a favorite horror film?
That's really a hard question. I like Carrie. You know, I like The Shining. I think The Shining was like the most terrifying movie I've ever seen. Stephen King's films really scare me. Trying to think of, what is that zombie movie? I thought it was hilarious. I watched it several times with Woody Harrelson.
Oh, Zombieland.
I love Zombieland.
Oh, that's a great movie.
I think it's so great, and they made a second one.
Yes, Double Tap.
I mean, they took a while to make it, but I think Zombieland was one of my favorite like horror movies of all time. It just was so hilarious and scary and hilarious.
Horror comedies are great. It's a favorite genre of mine as well.
I like it because you could laugh off the scare, but so I like that, like kind of like that emotion to go through that. It's fun.
That is awesome. I'm so glad to hear you're in such a big comedy, you know, Bill and Ted's, but to hear that you're into horror is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I do. I like it. I distributed a really funny horror film called You Can't Kill Stephen King. And it's scary, but it's also funny too. So yeah, so I really like the genre. I have a couple that I'm working on. I have one that's called Beverly Hills Zombies that I'm working on right now. Yeah, so I do like the genre. I do like some serious stuff and some real historical dramas and things I'm working on. But for this is like my fun genre to work on.
That is great. That is great. I am enjoying hearing about that. So Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, does it ever surprise you that after all this time, fans still come up to line up and meet you to talk because of that movie?
Oh, you can't even believe how much, because when we first made it, we didn't think that it was going to ever come out. It was one of those films that they thought was going to stay on the shelf forever. So I didn't really even think about it, and it's got more and more famous as the years have gone on. It's become iconic, and I love working with Diane. Diane and I have become very close in like the last 5 years. We're like best friends now. So it's really fun. It's like, you know, like a relative that you like really didn't see a lot, and then all of a sudden you get older and you're like, okay, you know, now we're like really close and we're doing these fun things together, and yeah, it's really good. And I mean, she's like an expert at this. Have you spoken to her yet?
So Diane and I go back a long way, like from when I first met her at a convention, and she just, much like yourself here, she's very affable, and friendly, and easy to talk to. So yeah, I've had the pleasure of interviewing her a couple of times. So yeah, it's great. So I was looking forward to now meeting the other princess. So I finally got to meet you.
I'm definitely with her, like the more quiet, shy one. Not in my like real life, but with Diane, because she is very personable and yeah, she's doing the perfect thing. She's like the perfect actress. I've always thought, even since we were really young, I thought Diane's the perfect actress. I aspire to be like her. Yes.
Me too.
Yes. Who doesn't aspire to be Diane Franklin? She brings peace to the world. I mean, what does George Carlin say? You'll bring world peace. This will bring peace and prosperity and everything. Well, Diane Franklin is the key to that.
I can agree with that. Kimberly, you've been in so many other. I'm looking at your table here: Larry Sanders Show, Charmed, Seinfeld. Do you have a favorite role of yours?
Oh,
A personal favorite?
let's see. I don't even know if it's here. I did something. I did the New Age, which I like doing that, but. I have some other things I didn't have on here, which is a horror, a genre horror. It's like called The Kindred, The Embrace. Do you know that?
Oh, sure, absolutely.
I really love that part. I played Elaine. I was a singer. I don't have any photos from that. I forgot about that. I mean, that's the one thing about this convention is I had to go through all my work, and I didn't realize I'd worked so much as an actress. You know, it kind of goes by as a blur a little bit, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I did so much work back then. I don't know if I have a favorite. I like doing Bill and Ted's a lot, but it was my first film, and I really didn't know what I was doing so much. Now I'd be completely different in the part. I did have a favorite role. I loved doing On Our Own. It was a sitcom. It's over here. It's a sitcom I did for ABC, and I loved playing. It was comedy. I kind of played a Mary Tyler Moore, Lucille Ball kind of character, and I really loved it. It was fun. It brought out the total nerd in me. And I loved it. Oh my God. I played a social worker. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing Murder, She Wrote that I did with Bryan Cranston. So that was a blast to play. I played like this evil little character, and I like playing evil characters too.
They're the best. The villains are always the best.
It was so much fun. It was just like, and to play it with a smile and to like, you know, to play it kind of goofy and scary. Goofy, scary is fun to do like evil. I haven't seen it, but I heard that Jojo Rabbit, you know, Taika Waititi's, how do you say his last name?
Waititi.
Yes, I heard that Steven, he plays the baddie in it. Steven, he's a director, tall, funny.
See, now you've got me stumped, and I can't think of it. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to sit bolt upright at 3 a.m. and remember it.
He directed the movie that The Rock produced about wrestling. Do you know what I'm talking about? It came out.
Now I'm like desperately looking at my cameraman to bail me out here, but he doesn't know it either.
Oh my God. Steven, what is his name? Stephen Lee? No. Oh my gosh, I don't remember.
Okay, well,
It's a great performance in JoJo. The new movie coming out. Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it yet, though.
Yeah, it's supposed to be brilliant. A lot of Oscars for people. Scarlett Johansson, everybody's supposed to be great in it.
Now, just one final thing. Before the camera rolled, we chatted about nerds a little bit, you know? So just tell the viewers what you said to me about nerds before the camera rolled.
Well, I love nerds. And I have always loved nerds. I always hung out with nerds in high school, and that was like, my friends were like, you're a cheerleader, why are you hanging out with the nerds? Because they're the most fun, and the most creative, and the sexiest. And I wish that, and you know what, the nerds basically rule the world after 30, so young ladies out there, find yourself a good nerd, because they will take care of you, and they are the more loyal ones, and they're definitely more creative.
You heard it here, folks. From Kimberly Cates, love a nerd today.
It's so nice.
Kimberly, thank you so much for a few minutes of your time. I wish you much success in everything you do in the future, and have a great rest of the weekend here at the convention.
Thank you so much. I love it. And if you haven't come out to New Jersey HorrorCon, it is an experience. Everybody should come out just once and say hello to everybody, because there's a lot of, I'm kind of like fangirling out at some of the stars here myself. I really am.
That's awesome.
Yeah, anyway, it's a lot of fun. Like, literally, I'll tell you something really funny. I think it's really funny. I don't know. I hate to start really funny. Like I would kill somebody else for saying that, but it's kind of weird funny. Craig Schaefer, in a movie called Shadow of Doubt, Randall Kleiser directed it, who directed Grease. Craig, I said, "Hi, Craig. I was in the movie Shadow of Doubt with you," and we never met on the movie. And he's like, "Oh, I killed you," and he did. I finally met the murderer of my character 20 years later at New Jersey Horror Con. So he heard it here. He was a serial killer, and I finally met him. I finally met the murderer.
That's fantastic. That is a great story. Thanks for sharing that with us.
You're welcome. Anyway, so only at New Jersey Horror Con can you actually meet your serial killer.
Fantastic. Kimberly Cates, everybody, here at New Jersey HorrorCon and Film Festival at the Showboat in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Thanks for watching, and we'll see all of you in the next interview.